Nice. Welcome to another episode of Houston, We Have a Podcast. This month we are talking about all classic movies, but also hockey at the same time. This is actually an idea I've had for a while, which I'm pretty excited about. We are drafting movie characters from the IMDb top 250 movies, putting them on hockey teams, and then fighting against who has picked the best hockey team. So joining us today here, we have one returning guest, Manan, and two new guests, Regan and Trevor. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Paulo's here too.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Paulo.
By popular demand, I'm not hosting anymore.
Thanks for having us.
Great. So we actually haven't done this in the last few episodes, but whenever we have a new guest on the show, we always try to introduce people by having yourselves explain who you are in terms of a movie and a movie character that represents who you are. I didn't check if you guys had actually finished doing this or not. But Regan, how about you start this off?
Sure. All right. Since I didn't have a lot of time, I'm going to go with a movie and a character a character from the same movie that all kind of sum up the same thing. But I'm going to go with old school. I'm going to go with Will Ferrell's character,
Nice.
Frank. I'm a 30-some-year-old student still in university. So, it seemed appropriate to go with someone who hasn't quite decided about growing up yet and taking on actual adult responsibilities. Because that's me, I think, in a nutshell.
It's a solid choice.
Nice. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Trevor, how about yourself?
Again, like Regan, kind of spitballing here. I think I got to go with The Big Short. More specifically, Christian Bale. He's very, always thinking ahead and trying to be ahead of everyone else, and always, obviously trying to profit at the end of the day, but doing everything it takes to make a buck. Not saying I'm like that, but
He's in finance,
aren't we
guys.
all? Yeah. At the end of the day, let's be real here. So I definitely got to go with Christian Bale.
Is it the movie where he's big into death metal?
Yes.
Are
Well,
you-
that's a very small part of the movie.
That's like a big part of his character, though, right? Are you into death metal as well?
I can't say no, not so much.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining. Manan. I'm assuming all of our guests are
Mansion.
super dedicated and already know who you are.
From that
So-
one episode
for
you were
sure.
on.
The episode that we didn't even give a title, we just called it Random.
Random
It was
episode.
really random.
That was our bank heist team episode for those dedicated fans out there. So to start off the episode, as we usually do, movies that we've seen recently. So just want to do a quick roundtable of something you've seen recently. Doesn't have to have come out recently. Doesn't have to be something you liked. But what do you guys want to talk about? Paulo, how would you go first?
Okay, so I recently watched The Babysitter on Netflix. I kind of don't want to say too much about it because the way I watched it was like I didn't even read the description. It was just kind of like my girlfriend was playing it and then I just came into it.
Sure.
And what? I'm not ashamed of watching this movie.
Okay.
It was pretty insane. How do I describe it without giving too much away? It's about a babysitter, and it's centered around this kid who's at home alone with his babysitter, and
Is that the one that's kind of a horror movie?
yes, it is.
I don't think it's a spoiler to say that because the trailer is very much...
Well, the thing is, I didn't even know it was a horror movie.
Oh.
I thought it was okay. Fuck it, I'm gonna spoil it. I thought it was like a nice coming of age, or something like that. Like the babysitter's like teaching this kid, like, oh, this is how you talk to girls and stuff. Like she's really sweet and everything. And then the kid like pretends to go to sleep, and then she brings her friends over, and then they there's this one guy in their group of friends where like he's obviously not part of the group. He's like new. And then they're like playing spin the bottle, and then she kisses that guy, and then she double stabs him in the head with 2 knives, and it turns into like a satanic ritual.
Yeah, that's very much how the trailers advertised it, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I didn't. Okay, so imagine like not knowing any of this. It's playing on my TV. I come out of my room, and then I'm like, oh, this is nice. Oh, okay, this is weird. She's like kissing everyone, and then she stabs the guy in the head, and they start collecting his blood.
Is the kid still upstairs?
The kid is watching all of this,
Oh my
and then they start trying to kill the kid. But yeah, that's my movie. Sorry, I spoke too much.
We'll go around the circle. Regan,
Sure.
what have you watched?
All right. I've seen almost no movies in the last 3 years. And what I have seen is basically just big blockbusters. because that's where I'm at with movies right now.
It's the way to go.
So it almost get to a level of guilty pleasure actually at this point. But I watched Doctor Strange the other day on Netflix because I haven't seen, as I said, almost any new movies in the last while. And I don't know. I enjoyed it the way I enjoy most of those.
Those
It
Marvel
felt
movies.
short, which is the first time I think I can say that out of any of their movies since maybe the first round in the MCU movies.
That's true.
It really, I was surprised it said it was almost 2 hours long because it felt a lot shorter than that. But yeah.
So a very rushed movie.
Yeah, it was. I think the things I liked the best were the mid-credit and post-credit scenes, just setting things up for later because I didn't really need another origin story. But
I thought his character was much more interesting in Thor Ragnarok than he was in the full 2 hours.
which I haven't seen yet. But
Oh,
one of those scenes sets it up for that. Yeah, and that's the plan. I mean, I see so few movies, but I feel I'm so time invested in the MCU now that I just keep making myself watching them, and some of them are more enjoyable than others.
I feel like that movie made me kind of dizzy. There's a lot of spinning going on.
It was helpful, I think, to watch
yeah.
it in my living room rather than a movie theater. Actually,
Yeah,
that was one
I
of the
watched
few
it in
times I
IMAX,
can say
so
that.
it was-
Yeah.
It was a little bit much.
Usually I want to see those movies in the theater to maximize the special effects experience, but that one I actually felt
To
it was helpful.
IMAXimize.
Yes, it was helpful to watch it at home
Okay.
on a smaller screen.
I feel like he didn't really succeed at anything. He beat the boss by just dying over and over. Spoiler alert.
Still a dick throughout the movie still.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so I'll go. The last movie I saw, I would say on Netflix, was called Game Over Man.
Oh my god.
I thought it had a lot of
movie.
a lot of LOL moments. It's great to watch if you're intoxicated and are just hanging on at the couch.
I did laugh a lot more than I expected.
You're right, yeah. So not a lot of
Who's in this
cinematic
movie?
appeal. Sorry,
Who's in this movie?
Adam Devine. It's all the people from Workaholics,
It's
essentially.
Workaholics the movie.
Yeah, they made the
Second
movie.
episode in a row we're talking about Adam Devine.
I know.
I don't know, man. I like him.
Also, what's his name? Marv from Home Alone.
Home Alone. Shaggy is in
oh,
the. There's a lot of celebrity appearances.
Wait, do you mean Shaggy the musician or
The
guy
Shaggy
who
the
plays
musician.
Shaggy and Scooby?
No.
Scooby.
The doggy.
No, the dog.
musician.
Yeah, no, not the stoner from Scooby Doo. That movie's pretty funny. Only downside, a lot of male nudity. So,
Maybe downside. for you.
NSFW.
Plenty
Yeah, that's
of
the last
dicks.
movie I've seen, and I will recommend.
Cool. Trevor.
All right, I'm gonna go with one that's a little more tame than the last few we've heard here. I don't know if it's because Manan here got me into watching Kimmel quite a bit and the whole Matt Damon thing, but going off the Matt Damon thing, I watched The Martian a couple months back. It's an interesting one, a little slow, a little.
I love that movie.
It's you gotta be into that thing, the whole sci-fi aspect of it. But I think it was it's definitely thought provoking how he used his own shit to really survive. It's just a lot of
Literally.
crazy things that you wouldn't think of. So
A lot of
Yeah.
potatoes.
I was caught off guard with that movie because I didn't want it to be as funny as it was, and then I didn't like it for what it tried to be, which, I don't know, I was like, I guess I shouldn't let it be whatever it tries to be, so I shouldn't hold it back based on what I wanted it to be.
But then you did like it in the end.
It was fine. It was,
What?
It was acceptable.
it gets a little sappy.
Sorry to trail off this Matt Damon thing, but anyone see the movie about Matt Damon being shrunk down? What's that movie called?
Downsizing.
Downsizing.
Yeah, I saw
Was
that
it
with
any
Jeff.
good?
No.
Oh man.
One of the side characters I really liked.
Was it Hans Landa?
No.
Oh, okay. She
It
seemed to
was... I
very
don't even
nice.
know her name.
The actual character.
No,
It's in a shared universe with Inglourious Basterds.
they
where
bring
he's
back
immortal.
the Jew hunter and they downsize him.
So that he can fit through the floorboards.
Yes.
And all the mini people have to hide from the Jew hunter. Okay.
Okay, so my movie, something that actually came out last week, or I think it's in theaters this weekend, but You Were Never Really Here with Joaquin Phoenix. It's basically the art house entry into the old actor who doesn't usually play a badass but is now going to play a badass, which is basically the Taken series, where Liam Neeson did that whole thing. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but it was basically a subversion of the entire genre. Because like anytime they came to an action scene, the action would happen off camera. And every time you got to the point of the movie where it's like, oh, it's time for that scene, it would do something else. So I don't know if I loved what it actually ended up doing, but it was a really interesting movie and I really recommend it. I think Joaquin Phoenix has been on fire for the last 4 or 5 years. He's just hit every role he's had out of the park. So
Ever since he stopped being a rapper.
I still like. What's your guys' consensus on whether that's real or not?
I honestly have no idea. I can't even guess as to. Does everyone know what we're talking about?
No, I have no idea. Who the hell is Joaquin
Vaguely,
Phoenix?
vaguely.
That is a very
So
cool
there was
name.
this like stretch of I don't know, like a year.
Year or 2 years, yeah.
He like grew a big shaggy beard and he grew out his hair. He's wearing sunglasses all the time and he just like would like mumble in like talk show interviews and
And he was becoming a rapper.
he became a rapper and he was just like it was just completely random.
And then there was a documentary made about it by Casey Affleck,
Oh,
where
right.
definitely the people that were around Joaquin Phoenix did not, like, if it was them doing it on purpose, they did not know about it. Like, there's one famous scene where one of his roadies or whatever gets so mad at him that he films himself taking a shit on Joaquin Phoenix's chest.
What?
the fuck?
Yeah. So
He
people
let
have-
him do it? Was
maybe
he sleeping?
Joaquin didn't know about it. Maybe that was just like something that
Didn't
happened
know
as a
someone
result.
shit on his chest?
No, like the guy filmed it.
Ah.
The guy who he was like, I want to film myself shitting on Joaquin Phoenix's chest because I'm so mad at him. It's fucking weird.
I'm sorry, I don't wait. What,
How is that possible? I don't understand.
So he was physically shitting on his chest.
While he
They
was
show
sleeping?
this in full detail.
It's actually Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes.
And he didn't know?
Joaquin Phoenix didn't know that it was happening
What was
because he wakes
like-
up and he gets
Oh,
very
he was
mad about it.
asleep.
He was asleep. Yes.
Okay. That's yeah.
Like it's a night vision camera and everything.
Okay, see that like
Yeah.
So I
That
finally
makes more
figured out
sense.
who Joaquin Phoenix is.
What?
It's the dude from Her. Which
Yeah. So he did Her right after. He did all
Okay.
these really great movies. But it was basically like he said, I'm retiring from acting. I'm going to be a rapper.
Man, I'm down. Fuck.
Uh,
That's a great name, Joaquin Phoenix. Like it's a rapper name.
don't lie, it's because there's a movie where someone shits on his chest. Now you looked him up.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to that.
All right, time for our main event. So we will be, we have a draft pool here. For those of you listening on YouTube, I'll try to put some slides in that help show the names and show who people are drafting. But basically, I've taken 42 characters from the IMDb Top 250, which I think is kind of just a general list of here's some good classic movies. We've sorted them into positions for a hockey team, and now we're going to ask everyone to one by one draft characters from this pool and develop a hockey team. None of these characters are really characters who would have played sports or definitely not hockey. So there's going to be a lot of different justifications as to why you've put them on your team. Everyone's going to have 1 minute for each draft pick. You don't need to use that, but if you don't pick somebody within that minute, I'm going to pick someone for you, and I'm just going to say it right now. It's going to be Hitler.
On that note, like considering people can't see the list of people we can pick from, a lot of these are gonna come out of left field.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Again,
it's gonna be.
if you're listening on a podcast app, go over to YouTube. I'll have the list on the screen.
Oh right.
Nobody even watched on YouTube for our full video episodes, so I don't know how many people are actually going to do that. But I will put a lot of effort into the video slides for the 5 of you who go watch it on YouTube. But yeah, this is definitely going to come out of left field for you.
So in
But
that
that's part of
minute,
the entertainment.
so in that minute of time where you have to draft someone,
It's basically you're deciding.
is there gonna be dead air? Like we're just.
So
gonna
I'll be talking.
Ah.
I've seen all of these movies. You guys have not seen every movie, but I'll be giving some commentary on maybe you've picked someone that's really bad, and I'm going to tell you why it's bad. Or
Okay.
maybe it's really good. Maybe. They're all going to be bad.
Okay, that's
Um,
okay with that.
To decide our draft order, I have developed a game called Movie Nose.
Oh no.
That's not nose as in the thing on your face, but the plural of the word no. So what I have is some audio clips of people from a movie saying no, and the first person who can tell me where that clip is from,
This
so the
is
movie
awesome.
and the scene, is gonna get their first pick at. So it's a snake draft. There's 4 of you guys. First round it goes 1 to 4, and then for the second round it's gonna be the person who drafted
What if
4
no
goes
one
first.
gets it?
I have 20 of these. Some of them are pretty obvious. So to give an idea how it's gonna go, I'm gonna use my most obvious clip on here.
No, don't waste that one.
It's gonna be really embarrassing if we don't get it.
Yeah.
You're definitely gonna get it. So
I think I already know what it is.
I think you already know. So I'm gonna play the clip, and then the first person who can tell me not just the movie but the scene, so I know that you know where it's from. I'm gonna go by who starts talking first, as long as you don't pause too much. So this would be the first clip.
Luke Sky. Oh fuck, Darth Vader from the third Star Wars.
Sure. Okay. So you guys get it. This makes sense. This makes sense. Okay.
Oh wait, that didn't count.
That did not count. That doesn't make sense.
I thought it was gonna be Empire Strikes Back. I thought it was gonna be Luke.
Okay, I'll go with a somewhat easy one. I think this is a movie that everyone here would have seen. You guys ready?
Oh, Frodo. Oh fuck, from the first one.
What's the scene? You guys can
It's
feel free
when
to steal.
it's when Gandalf falls off the bridge
Regan still.
Wait,
Regan.
what?
You so
against the Balrog.
I got 2 out of 3.
1 to 4. Where would you like to draft first?
I would like to draft second.
Second. Okay. All right. So now the 3 of you are gonna keep doing this out.
Oh no, it's just gonna be who picks. All right.
Okay, this is another somewhat easy one.
Oh, Caesar from Planet of the Apes. The first time he talks
Sure.
to Draco
Yeah.
Malfoy.
All right.
I'm still
Showdown
sour
for-
about losing the first one.
Which spot would you like?
Oh shit. I want first pick.
Okay. All right. Now it's between Trevor and Manan.
Damn it. We're just gonna be here for like an hour.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
This one hopefully is going to be easy as well.
Probably not.
No! 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 No!
That's really good.
No! No!
I know this one. I don't.
I don't know.
You guys know?
Think back to your childhood.
I have no idea.
I'm good at this game.
Can we just rock paper scissors it up?
No. I have 17 of these
Oh,
clips.
no.
Already. We will find one
How
that
about
somebody knows.
Me saying no to that. And I'll be like, no.
Okay. So for the steal, can you guys tell which one it is?
Toy
Right.
Story.
Oh.
Woody.
Okay. Now I've had enough easy ones. I'm gonna give you guys a real subtle
Yeah,
one, just because I want to see if somebody can get this one.
Because it's not.
Really, this one's super short.
Can you play that again?
Yes.
No.
Manan.
That was
Manan said that
I
one.
said no.
Okay. I'll tell you guys at the end what that one's about. But here's a more recent movie.
Oh, no. No.
Oh, that's a good one.
No.
Have we seen this movie?
No.
I'm
Oh, is this Get Out?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Woo, it's that crazy. It's the grandma,
Yeah.
but like the gotcha. Yeah.
So,
No.
which-
Oh
which,
man, that's creepy. That was a creepy scene.
Which spot are you drafting in?
I'll go third.
Third. Okay. So Trevor, you're drafting fourth, and then fifth
Alright.
for the second round.
2 picks in a row. That's not bad.
That very short
Disadvantage and
one
disadvantage.
was
True.
Gimli in A Fellowship of the Ring
Yes.
when he sees Balin's tomb.
Yes, I knew it was also Lord of the Rings. I just couldn't remember the exact. Yeah.
It was when I first thought of this idea. That was the first clip that I thought of for some reason.
Not
and then
Luke.
Yeah, I know it's weird. Anyway, okay, so we have our. We're gonna do the first 2 rounds, and then we'll do a short pause before third and fourth, and so on. So I will have the clock here, and I'm gonna have. So you guys can kind of see a minute. And again, if something isn't selected by 1 minute, I will make a selection for you. So just to go over draft order again, it is Paulo first, and then Regan, then Man, and then Trevor, which is very convenient because you guys are standing in that order.
Wow.
Are you guys ready?
Oh, I'm so ready
Yeah.
to
All right.
pick and then not pick again for 30 minutes.
It's 1 minute, so you'll be
Oh,
picking
right.
again in 7
4
minutes.
minutes.
6 minutes. Yeah.
Whatever.
All right, the draft has begun, and remember to say your team name.
I could. Oh fuck. I'm going now.
You got 6 seconds on. You got another 50
Okay,
seconds.
I'll use this full minute because I have to think of a team name. I already know who I'm picking first. Can I get like a 20-second warning
Sure.
while I ramble on?
I'll give a 10-second warning to everyone.
Okay. My team name is gonna be the Paulo Porgs. If you're not aware, the porgs are those pointless animals in the latest Star Wars movie.
Pointless. Come on.
They're 100% pointless, except to nourish Chewie, which he doesn't really eat them anyway. Yeah, that porg mascot should strike fear into any hockey team we encounter. My first pick is gonna be easy. It's an easy choice. I picked John McClane from Die Hard.
Ooh, knew that.
At RW. I don't know anything about hockey. I don't even.
Right wing.
Right wing. There you go.
He's a forward.
Yeah, he's a forward. We're gonna do that hockey.
Forward.
Wow, that is actually a surprise.
How's that a surprise? Really?
So Regan, you're now on the clock for a minute here.
Now I'm worried.
So I provided rankings for all of these characters, and I think John McClane was number 4.
Oh, okay.
So
That's not
I had a very clear number 1 of who was going to go number 1, and that was not it. Decent pick. I had him going very high though. So John McClane from Die Hard, played by Bruce Willis. For those who
Yes,
don't know,
that's my Andrea Bargnani surprise first pick.
Well, and speaking of Bargnani, I gotta name my team here. NBA playoffs starting. I gotta go with Regan's Raptors. Seems pretty appropriate.
That's convenient.
I know, super convenient.
Better pick the person I'm thinking
And
of.
as far as drafting goes, it's took my number 1 out from under me, which is
Yes!
which is fair. But I gotta go with John Coffey from The Green Mile, played by Michael Clark Duncan.
going
He was-
defense.
he was
with
my
I'm going
respect.
defense first. Defense wins championships.
It does.
All right, man, you're on the clock.
Okay,
that
so-
was also not my number 1 pick. That was actually quite far down the draft. I think there's he's got some definite size, but maybe some concerns around. I don't want to say concerns around intelligence, but
I plan to supplement him. Yeah.
all right.
Okay, so this man in here.
What's
So
team name?
my team name is gonna be the Manan Mudcats.
Okay.
Just because I don't know, it's kind of weird. I like it. So I think I'm gonna start the team off with a team captain. I think you should base it around leadership. And the dude I'm going with is Mr. Will Hunting from Good Will Hunting.
That was my number 1 pick. I thought that
And
was going to be the obvious.
that was the
choice,
obvious
but-
choice.
He's a sissy.
First of all, he's wicked smart. All right?
He is wicked smart.
He's wicked smart.
smart.
He's
Yeah,
wicked
and
smart.
he loves apples.
All right. First of all, he defends his friends. All right. He is 27, the youngest person on this list, which I know
He's
you
the
guys
second
can't
youngest
see.
person.
Second youngest person on the list from Boston, so you should know some hockey.
Boston.
From Boston, I think he represents kind of like a Brad Marchand type character, very slimy and good height, and
I feel like he's gonna
a
alienate
lot of
his whole
slashing.
team.
You know, that's okay. You know, that's what leaders do. And
What?
That's exactly what leaders do. They
It's what
alienate.
they
their whole team.
alienate. Just that's how you learn. All right, so Will Hunting, that is my pick, number
right.
1 pick.
Trevor, you got the next 2 picks here. What's your team name?
Team name. I'm gonna go with the Trevor Tigers.
Not
Fierce.
the Trevor Tyrannosaurs
Nah.
to upgrade over the Raptors.
And like Manan, I'm also gonna pick my leader of the team, the captain, center, and I'm gonna go with Captain Miller from Saving Private Ryan. Probably,
Played by Tom Hanks.
yeah, I should say that. Yeah, given the age, he's can definitely be the leader there, bring a team together, and he's gonna take our team far.
I like it.
I'd like to point out he was a school teacher. I'm coming for all of you guys.
And then
Oh, you get another pick.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so who do I want to go with here?
Did they ever say in Saving Private Ryan which state he's from? Because they usually have their city on the back of their shirts. So I'm sure. I want
I
to say
think they did.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I'd say that's kind of a hockey state.
Hockey state.
What state is this?
I want to say Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Yeah, that
I
is.
don't
The
remember
Flyers,
off the top of
great
my head.
team. Pittsburgh Penguins. That's right.
Penn State.
Having,
huh?
Penn
a,
State.
having quite
Yeah.
the series right now.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, you got your second
Go.
pick here.
I do, yeah. Another maybe you could call it an underdog, but I'm gonna go with the goalie here. I'm gonna go with Truman Burbank. Good old Jim Carrey.
From the Truman Show.
Doesn't let stuff get to him. He's not gonna let anything get past him.
His world is a lie, though.
Yeah.
So he has nothing to know.
He did very effectively fight off a storm. One of his greatest fears, by the way, to escape that world. So he did show some heart
Yeah, I tried to drive away, I guess.
I hope he's scared of hockey too. Then.
Plus, his story is like, his life is already like scripted, so I guess they could script him as like the champion or something.
Manan, you got another 30 seconds on the clock.
rip apart
for
Trevor's
me?
picks.
Oh, sorry. No. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go with the left defenseman. And that is gonna be Fletcher from Whiplash. J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
Simmons. Okay. First of all, he's a real Fletcher.
Fletcher, yeah.
He's a real dick overall in the movie.
Something about you and dicks in movies.
Oh.
So
Well,
we got Will Hunting and Fletcher on your team so far.
that's right. I just, he's an older person, but keeps the defense intact back there, making sure everyone's in their positions because he's not very pleasant. But yeah, that's my pick for lefty because he's a dick.
It's for left dick.
For left dick.
All right, so we have 2 selections of center and 2 selections of left defense so far. So a bit of a focus. Oh, no, even focus on forward and defense right now. Regan, you're on the clock.
All right. Well, I gotta get into this center category while we're getting good.
Yes.
And I'm gonna draft T.E. Lawrence from Lawrence of Arabia, played by Peter O'Toole. No one's really had that kind of leadership in that region, other than him, in the last hundreds of years. Also, I'm gonna use a little bit of hockey awareness here, and big center. You can found a team on a big center, and he's the biggest out of all those guys, and the second youngest out of that category. So I think that's a good foundation
Definitely
to base
has
that
a lot of
category off of.
leadership, not a lot of experience with ice.
This is fair.
All right, Paulo, you are 30 seconds into your pick.
30 seconds.
How did
It
this
starts as soon as somebody makes their
Oh,
pick.
really? I just have to cut Regan off next time while he's talking. So yeah, I pick for left dick. I pick Sergeant Horvath from Saving Private Ryan, played by I don't remember his real name.
Ooh.
Tom
hope-
Sizemore, right?
Tom
Tom
Sizemore.
Sizemore, yeah.
He's a big dude. He's a bruiser. He's gonna fit in really well with John McClane. They're both. He took like how many gunshots before he died in the movie? Yeah, and he's a no nonsense leader. He can also pick up the slack from my captain because my captain's gonna be garbage. Because I'm gonna probably pick him last.
You basically
Again,
don't need to pick a center until the 7th round because there's 3 centers already picked.
yeah, and I'd like to stress that I know nothing about hockey. I'm gonna win. And then I'm also going to.
Whoa, we're taking a break here.
What?
We have our 2nd round break here, which is a bit of a drinking break.
Oh, good. I get time to
You
think.
have a bit of time to think. So for those of you at home, we are drinking a bit of Skittles vodka here. Personally filtered with coffee filters. First time I've ever done this. I'm hoping it's going to work well. Oh, we did not have as much as I thought we had.
That was right before mine. That was my first. Oh shit!
Would anyone like to make the claim that they have won the first 2 rounds yet?
Me.
Of course, me. I don't mean to.
What are your justifications for this? While I pour these glasses of vodka out that I've
Look, I could go the racist route in regards to Regan's team.
Wait, what did you pick?
He picked John Coffey,
Lawrence of Arabia.
played by Michael Clark Duncan. Michael Clark Duncan.
He's a big shutdown defenseman. I envision him as like a Hal Gill.
TK Subban.
No, more like a Hal Gill. he can move. Also with mild supernatural powers. Just throwing that out there.
He
What
can
were the
heal
supernatural
your team.
powers?
My team's basically immune to injury now.
Yeah, but my team is naturally immune to injury because like John McClane, like,
That's fair.
and then
He's pretty durable.
he is
But
extremely
does he work
durable.
well with others?
Sure, as long as they're not cops, I guess, or terrorists.
But didn't you? So
Or
Army's
Germans.
okay. Army's okay.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're starting with
Yeah.
my orange bottle of this vodka is the one that I am most confident in. So if this is not good, it's just gonna get
all
downhill from here.
There's stuff floating in
Exciting.
mine.
Yeah,
Exciting.
it had 3 filters. It probably could have used a 4th or 5th. But good job on the go.
Cheers.
draft so
Cheers.
far.
Go Raptors.
Did you explain
Go
what we're
Maple
drinking
Leafs.
right now?
Yeah, I explained we're drinking.
Okay.
Skittles
Do I have to
vodka.
drink the whole thing?
Yep.
Fuck. Jesus
That was-
Christ.
that was pretty
Holy
pleasant.
Shit.
It's actually not too bad.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
It's vodka.
Yeah,
Yeah, it tastes good.
Definitely vodka.
I'm gonna be.
Definitely vodka.
I'm gonna be really fucking drunk.
It's basically just vodka with sugar in it.
I know.
All right,
So it's like loses the advantage that vodka has of not giving you a hangover. by
Paulo,
giving
you
a
are back on the clock.
Oh fuck.
So you have John McClane and Sergeant Horvath so far. Sergeant Horvath, played by Tom Sizemore in Saving Private Ryan.
I like
Just
the.
for those of you who don't know.
I like the commentary. Ooh, this is tough. I need like a. Who's the skilled? Which one's the skilled category?
So left wing is your diva category. Right wing you've already selected.
Okay.
Not a lot of depth at goalie.
Okay. Oh, holy shit. I pick at left wing. I pick. How much time do I have?
You have 15 seconds, or you're gonna get Hitler.
I mean, I was gonna pick him anyway, but I thought I could save him for later. How much time?
5 seconds.
Ah, shit! Mr. Pink.
That's Mr. Plink Bates, played by Steve Buscemi in
Yep.
Reservoir Dogs.
Hey, he's
Going in
a.
the 3rd round. Wow.
Manan mentioned a slimy character for his team. It doesn't get much more slimy than. Not literally, of course, but.
Literally covered. in
No, I mean Mr. Pink. He's like he's wily. He like tricked all those career criminals. I think he can trick his way down the ice. Maybe get a hat trick.
Is that how hockey works?
That's a hockey thing, right?
Yeah. Okay.
That means 3 goals.
That does mean 2 goals in one game.
Oh, I'm drunk.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to that left wing category here, and I'm gonna take. Once I remind myself what I'm doing, Dr. Ian Malcolm,
Nice.
Yes.
played by Jeff Goldblum, Jurassic Park. Again,
The
I'm
Raptors.
going with the big presence, but also real smart guy, real cerebral addition to my team.
You think he'll be happy playing for the Raptors though?
I think he will. I think it'll work great.
Get-
I don't think he could be happier, actually.
You think he'll get like PTSD from your mascot?
I think he came through that pretty comfortably mentally. You know?
That's
he seems
fair.
like a guy just kind of everything just kind of.
Yeah.
I can also
He
see him
shuts
as a
things
bit of a
off, right?
player coach, going like, must go faster, to someone on a breakaway.
Exactly.
So I see a lot of left wingers being taken, and so far on my team, I have a bunch of dudes that are like 5'10" and 5'9". So I think the next position, what we really need in hockey is a bruiser. You need a big guy, and for that, I will be picking Mr. Andy Dufresne, Tim Robbins.
bruiser?
As a bruiser, he went to prison for 30 years. I think he's seen some stuff. He's been in some fights. He's also 6'5", and at a ripe age of 36.
I think he was the one
is-
getting his butt bruised.
Maybe, but he might have learned a few things. All right.
So what point in the movie are you picking him? Like, because the younger he is, the less experience he has with prison. So.
Let's say he's 10 years into his life, and he's just about to get the library going. Life sentence.
Did you draft a 10?
Like, before the crimes, before he becomes an accountant. So for that, I pick Mr. Andy Dufresne.
Cool. Next 2 picks are yours, Trevor.
All right, let's see what we got here. I noticed there's no right defenseman going yet.
None of them are off the board yet.
All right.
I know who I want.
Die Hard. No,
There is actually no, there's
John
a couple
McClane.
of people in that
I
category.
already took him.
that's what I'm saying. Right wing.
Oh, he
No,
said
right
right.
defense.
He said right dick.
Damn.
You have to use
You
the,
didn't use
the correct terminology.
I got 10
You know
seconds
what?
here.
I'm gonna go with Colonel Hans Landa here. Might be a bit of a surprise pick from me, but You know, he's a bit older. He'll stand his ground, not let anything get past him.
The puck hunter.
The puck
Hunter, there you go. And I get another one there.
So we're shifting right into the 4th round here.
All right.
So that's for those of you guys who don't know at home, Colonel Hans Landa, played by
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz in Inglourious Bastards.
That's a bingo.
That's good.
Thank
That's
you.
real good.
Thank you. I've been working on that one.
No, it's paid off.
Presumably pre-swastika carved into his forehead.
I mean, the helmet's gonna cover it up mostly.
John McClane's gonna have a real problem with him.
You know what?
Not as much as the Jewish barber will.
Yeah, you do have a Captain Miller who fought against the Nazis and a Nazi on your team, so some good military experience. 15 seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the right winger here. I am gonna go with Mr. White, Reservoir Dogs.
Big surprise.
Played by Harvey Keitel, one of the few people who survives until the end of that movie, so that shows some certain grit.
Some
for him.
resilience in it.
Yeah. There's a lot of violence on that team. Hans Landa, Mr. White,
And then Truman
Captain
Burbank.
Miller. Yeah, Truman Burbank.
Keep going here, yeah.
He's gonna keep them sane.
It's weird that the goalie's the like sane person on the team. It's usually the opposite.
All right, I too will go with the right dick, and to pair with my J.K. Simmons, Fletcher, I think it's good to have a mature defense to keep things intact.
Oh no.
I'm going with Mr. Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird, Gregory Peck, at the ripe age of 46. I think he'll make a good partner for Mr. J.K.
He's
Simmons.
a journeyman.
He's a journeyman, it is. And at 6'3", I think he'll be able to hold his ground on the ice.
So you got Fletcher and Atticus Finch on defense for your team. The first team to lock down both their defensive players.
Just going through my scouting report here, I just noticed that you picked a. Oh fuck! I lost it. You picked a 46-year-old. That's discrimination.
There's some older players on this.
There are a
There
lot
is.
of older players.
Mr.
on this
Gordie
side.
Howe, Chara. Have you seen a game of hockey before?
Yarmer Yager?
No,
Yarmer
I haven't.
Yager? All right. That- He's basically 46 at this point.
Gordie Howe played in 5 decades.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Played with the Suns.
That's
50.
right, yeah.
He was 50.
He was 50.
He's 60.
60 maybe.
Now we retired.
Cool. Let's get
Wait,
that. Let's
shoot,
get that.
I'm
hockey.
already halfway through my clock, aren't I?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going right wing. I'm going to finish my forward core here. I'm going with Sarah Connor.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you got Lawrence of Arabia,
Lawrence of-
Dr. Ian Malcolm, and Sarah Connor
Yeah.
as your forwards.
I'm pretty
Sarah
I'm pretty comfortable with this group. It's a solid group.
A lot of
She
height
can-
and physicality on that
A lot of
team,
height
so
physicality. That's why I can afford to take Sarah. She's, going to be likely the shortest person on my team, but
Smaller, but a lot of
a
physicality.
lot of physicality and can basically take anything that gets thrown at her. She's not going to get rattled.
Yeah.
Like, ever. She can survive the robot fueled apocalypse. She can survive a hockey game.
I'm gonna pick at right dick. Jules Winfield.
I knew it.
Played by Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction.
Who dat?
Yes, he is a stone cold killer, but also he's introspective. He knows. He's seen some shit. And what the hell is that? Is that a cockroach?
Yep.
You're a cockroach.
Where's your guys' glasses?
Sorry,
Going
did-
up for the
Oh,
next
right.
one.
Sorry, I put one over here.
Um,
I don't know who's that is.
Yeah.
This one's mine.
Sorry, I was thrown off for a second. And then I would like
Oh,
to.
no, you only get one right now. The round's
Yeah,
over.
we're-
Oh
gonna-
shit!
We're gonna top up for the next round. Who's missing a glass? Man, is that yours? Or Trevor?
That is me.
Right, this one's me.
I took someone's glass over here, so.
Wait.
Oh my god.
Oh, you drank out of the bottle. That's
Yeah, I
I was
drank out
like,
of the
where's the
bottle,
fifth
that's
glass?
what
Are you just forcing this sugary vodka on us?
Okay,
Carson did not
This
tell
one
us
is yours.
that.
Everything that's purple is yours.
Right.
Is the little dot is what does it?
It's the color coding doesn't work.
It's a process, okay?
well, yeah, I guess to be fair, the red and purple.
The red
are
and purple
Yeah.
are pretty close.
The folks at home will really understand what's going on here.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah, we have a big whiteboard.
All right, let's
with a list of players.
drink
The draft
this
board.
Next glass here and keep moving along. Man, get back here. We have
I
to drink.
will be back.
No one's going for goalies yet. Hey?
Should I bring the whiteboard closer?
No.
Because I feel like every time I go over there, you can't really
It's
hear me.
working well, I think, so far.
That's
Right.
okay. I'm okay with that.
Okay. What I'm saying is not important anyway.
Cheers.
Have you been talking that much over there?
Oh, fucking hell.
It's not as sugary as the last one.
Okay.
Okay,
I
now-
actually almost like it better.
All right, Paulo, you're on the clock.
How do you get the colors of these?
Fuck
drinks?
Skittles,
me.
you just have just the yellow Skittles, and then it makes the color and the sugar.
Do you think there's a difference between colors of Skittles and?
It makes it look cooler, I think.
Fun
does,
fact:
you're
I
right.
hate vodka.
I'm well aware of this fact.
Fucking hell.
Do you know vodka is fermented with potatoes?
I don't give a shit.
I drank homemade vodka in Ukraine. It was 95% alcohol.
And you're still alive.
Yeah.
And with us.
Blind in one eye. But still
Okay.
Fuck this game. I pick. What did I pick last?
You got
Jules
20 seconds
Break
left.
Dick. Yeah.
I
You got Jules Winfield. Wait, yeah, that's you. Tom Sizemore from Saving Private Ryan, Mr. Pink, and John McClane. So you have a center and a goalie you need to pick here. You got 8 seconds.
I pick Cooper from Interstellar.
That's played by Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
Interstellar Traveler.
Nice.
He
I don't remember him
is,
saying that in that movie at all.
I think isn't it contractually obligated that he says it in every movie?
Oh, you might be right.
Yeah.
I'd like to double him up as Matthew McConaughey from Wolf of Wall Street. He's a motivator.
You do not get to double.
All right, I was trying to see
Pump
how
those
far I could
numbers
go
up.
with this, but
Because otherwise, my next pick would be incredibly obvious and would have gone off the board a lot earlier.
all right. Well, he's a natural white guy who must be good at hockey.
Natural white guy.
He lives on a farm. He's very resourceful. He's a pilot, so he must be very smart. Yeah, Cooper. He's also named after sports equipment.
Oh, did you
that
give
is
me a
not a
whole
fact.
minute?
That is not a fact.
That is not a fact.
That he's named after sports
Yeah.
equipment.
Cooper.
I mean, it could be.
I mean, theoretically, but it's not mentioned.
Oh, I mean, he's
Yeah.
not named.
We don't know that's not true.
Yeah, it's
He
exactly-
shares a name with
You
Scorts.
guys shouldn't be helping him.
I look.
Just
I
to
don't
make you feel
need.
better.
I don't need anyone to attack me right now. I'm going down in flames.
All right, I'm gonna go also with right defense here. I'm gonna take Oscar Schindler, played by Liam Neeson, obviously from Schindler's List.
So this was my number 2 ranked player in this whole draft.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's made it through to the 5th round unpicked.
What's your reasoning for that, Carson?
Yeah.
He's fucking huge.
Yeah. Again, my team's average size is like 6'4" now, so you guys
Also,
are all
considering
fucked.
there are a lot of Nazis on the board and like people that Nazis would dislike, and I feel like Oscar Schindler has the ability to play with both sides. So he presents versatility in that regard.
Although I somehow managed to avoid any Nazi connotations whatsoever. I have a First World War, but that's it. No actual Nazis.
Some people would call that what's the word? Being a traitor.
Was he even German? Like, well, he's German from
He
his
is
last
German.
name, but I can't remember if that factory was in Poland or not.
All right, man, and you're on board.
Okay, so so far I do have center, left wing, and the 2 dicks. So we need a right winger and a goalie, and I am gonna go with the right winger. And as the only movie that I've seen from the list of people, well, except for Die Hard, I'm gonna go with Mr. Jordan Belford from The Wolf of Wall Street. Leo DiCaprio. He seems like a determined fellow, you know.
He's pretty good at motivating.
He seems
seems
like
very
he's got his shit
motivator.
together, right?
He's got his shit together, you know. He uses his, you know.
You got Will Hunting in your captain position, which like I feel like he's a less vocal leader, so having someone like a Jordan Belfort actually kind of balances out well.
Yeah, absolutely, and including having Fletcher as someone as a also motivator. He will be, I think, accompanied greatly, and he is
Got
a
lot
good
of-
age for hockey.
Got a lot of guys motivating each other.
Well, that's good. That's what you need for the playoffs, you know.
No one really playing.
Someone who can grow a nice playoff beard.
A lot of good motivation.
You know, I think the playoff beard is very key, and I feel like Mr. Jordan Belfort could.
Did he grow that in prison?
He might have. You know, that's okay.
Next to Andy Dufresne.
Yeah, Andy Dufresne. Yeah, we do have a theme going on, but
The Jailblazers.
Jailblazers. Exactly. The Mudcats. All right.
All right, I guess that means it's over to me now. Looks like I need left dick and left wing. Both left.
So we've just agreed that this is dick now, not defensive.
I've made
Big
my mark
switch
on the
left.
draft board.
Which way
There's
does it
certain people there that I see are not going to get drafted that I'm really upset will not get drafted.
Well, you know what? I was just thinking of someone that might suit that. I was thinking Daniel Day-Lewis. So Daniel Plainview, there will be blood.
So I'm upset.
Did I disappoint you with that one?
I know that Carson is mad that no one picked Dave Bowman.
No, I'm upset that no one picked Charles Foster Kane,
I
who
know.
is the youngest player and is also really good size and a good leader.
He was my second pick on that position, but I
I
got my
had
number
him-
1, so I didn't have to worry about my number 2.
I
Citizen
had him
Kane.
projected as going like first round.
Citizen Kane is like from the 1950s, and unfortunately,
It's the 40s.
the 40s. Sorry, I was not born.
So
then.
now he
In
must
his-
be like
he's
70
in-
years
but he's
old.
in his
Yeah,
prime
so-
at that
yeah.
time.
He was 25 years old when
Yeah.
he filmed that movie.
I think he's dead now.
That is correct.
Half the people on this board are
Who
dead.
dat? Who dat? All right.
So yeah, that's Charles Foster Kane and Dave Bowman from
And
my
Rick
favorite movie,
Blaine.
2001: A Space Odyssey, and Rick Blaine from Casablanca that will not get drafted from that category.
Okay.
And your second pick here.
Second pick. So I'm going to go back up to left wing here.
The last pick of the draft for you as in a team.
All right, who's going to top out the team here?
Nikola Tesla
It's
is
Slim Pickens.
Yeah, he's very good with technology.
You
Maybe
got
he'll.
Captain
he
Miller
just
and
needs a
Mr.
goalie.
White
Yeah,
Keitel
me too, actually.
from Reservoir Dogs. You got Daniel Playvu and Hans Landa on defense, and Truman Burbank on defense. So
At goalie.
You know what? I think Vincent Vega would top out this team really well.
Vincent Vega. Pulp
He's
Fiction.
great.
John
Yeah, Paul has
Travolta.
what to say, yeah.
John Travolta from Pulp Fiction going in the 6th round at left wing, paired up with Harvey Keitel and Tom Hanks.
Okay. Well, that leaves it up to me as to fill it. I only require a goalie to finish my team off, and
So the next 3 picks are all going to be goalies here.
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
Well,
I'm fucked.
Yeah, it's not a deep position.
I feel like there's really only one more decent pick, and then they're all bad.
I'm really interested to find out which one you think is good. Because I think there's at least 2 good picks left.
I like how Truman Burbank is the only goalie that was picked so far.
You know, looking back, yeah.
defend your team,
I
Trevor.
did not have him going that high.
I'm gonna go with Phil from Groundhog's Day,
Wow.
Mr. Bill Murray.
Bill Murray from Groundhog Day going in the goalie pool. I think that's a bit of a mispick. I think.
I think it's all subjective. I will
No,
say
this is clearly not subjective. None of this.
Oh,
I
no,
look
that's not
forward to
subjective.
your arguments.
I look forward to. Why does Carson get to pick who's the best one?
Because he's the judge.
I
I
guess.
watched the most movies here.
Damn it.
Yeah.
He's seen every
And
movie.
because we
He's
can't
seen them
actually-
play hockey?
We can't actually test these people out on the hockey rink. So someone has to determine this. All right. I can't believe both my top 2 goalies are still available.
I'm going to pick
Like that
whichever one
actually
is not your
Kind of surprises me. So I'm basically just having a toss-up between Big Lebowski.
You should
Wow,
take him.
that was not the one that
You should definitely take him.
Yeah.
I think Carson's referring to Robert Downey Jr. No, Robert De Niro, Taxi Driver.
He's up there too, but I'm going with size again because that's my team right now. You know.
Walter Sobchak.
No,
Oh.
I think he's a little too crazy. He's a little too crazy. Goalies need to be crazy, right? Goalies have this level of crazy. I have 5 seconds left. I'm picking the dude. The dude. Jeff Bridges.
I feel like he'd be too lazy in
But
that.
is he going to care enough?
Yeah, he doesn't care at all.
I mean, as long as you say something about a rug, you're good.
What if he's baked and fails the drug test? Think about that.
I'm
What about drug
assuming
testing?
That this hypothetical league is in a situation where there are no. I mean, it's a performance and reducing drug. Anyway,
I'm so happy the goalie world is my oyster right now.
Said no one ever.
I'm pretty sure no one has ever said that
That
sentence.
phrase, yeah.
Yeah.
The oyster of goalies.
That's nice.
The goalie oyster.
Goalie
Rolls off the
oysters.
tongue.
I hope I'm going to make that a thing for the Leafs playoffs.
Rename your team to the Paula Oysters. Paula Oysters.
That doesn't make any sense. How much time do I have?
Oysters.
25 seconds. Okay. I mean, I have 35. I have great great choices.
There's some decent picks still on the board.
Just who is the greatest? I mean,
It's Manan.
So who's your defense here? You got Tom Sizemore and Samuel L. Jackson on defense.
I don't really need. I can take out Lester Burnham. I don't need Quint. It's really between Travis Bickle. No, I'm gonna pick Travis Bickle.
Travis Bickle,
Yeah.
the taxi driver, Robert De Niro, going as what do they call in the NFL? Mr. Unknown, Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
That's what they call it as the last pick in the draft.
Yeah.
All right,
But not in this case.
But now all the
He was the
everyone-
last pick of
Everyone
the
who's left
draft.
is
I should point
draftable
that
or
out.
signable free agents, right?
they are not. Everyone that has not been drafted.
They've been incinerated in a furnace. Oh shit.
Oh my God! This is not a Nazi movie, Mr. Schindler's List.
No,
I
that's
can
not.
make that joke.
that's
if
not what
you
I meant.
wouldn't know
Christopher
Nazis.
There are 2 Jewish people still on the board.
Oh no!
No.
Just incinerated.
It's okay. I incinerated Hitler too. He wasn't
Charlie
drafted.
Chaplin?
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah,
In our defense, as a podcast, no one drafted Hitler.
He was my number 7 of that position and my last pick of all the
Six man
picks.
of the year.
So some notable people not drafted. Michael Corleone from The Godfather was not drafted. Nikola Tesla, played by David Bowie, was not drafted.
David
He
Bowie.
seemed a
It
little
was
sissy
age.
in that movie.
It was
though.
age for me. That was
Begbie from Trainspotting, who I think would have been a great right wing, although that was a deep kind of position.
super deep.
I think he would have been a good hockey player. Derek Vineyard would have been good, besides the whole Nazi and racist thing.
Only for
Charles
half
Foster
of it.
Kane, I've mentioned before, would have been a good pick. Or Sebastian, so Ryan Gosling from La La Land.
You thought he would be good?
I think he has general athleticism compared to a lot of people who are on the board.
Yeah,
not a lot of these people are good.
If we
picks,
were singing
but-
and dancing,
Right.
I mean,
He's a great jazz musician.
he's got athleticism there. And
Well,
then
you've been
Walter
admiring his
Sobchak,
physique, I
I
see.
kind of thought might have been drafted just because of his size, but again, he might not play on Sundays. So,
Yeah, he was my number 2.
all right, let's
my top-
drink one
top
last
2
time. for
look,
this
I'm
round.
really
Cheers.
happy with my team.
I'm happy
You
with
are
your team
drinking
too.
out of a pickle.
Because you'll lose.
It smells like pickles still.
I
It
like.
does, it does.
In case
Actually, all of this smells like.
in case the
This
podcast
smells like pickles.
in case the microphone didn't pick me up, Carson is drinking vodka out of a pickle jar.
Okay, the 4th jar I have was mixed into a jar of barbecue sauce, and it still smells like barbecue sauce.
excited.
So
Is that one?
that is barbecue sauce over there.
I think number 2 was good.
Carson's
Yellow
fucking
ones.
trying to murder us today.
Yeah, that was pickly.
It was a little
Wait, all of it came out of the pickle jar?
It was not.
This was
pleasant.
the only one that went into a pickle jar.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
okay.
The other
Please
ones
drink
were,
it.
Man is just tripping out.
Yeah.
It was very pickly. Please have it.
Psychosomatic. I thought
This
they came
one
out of
is
the pickle
very-
jar, so I thought I tasted
this-
like pickle.
This batch tastes very pickly. So,
Please try it and let me know how it goes.
Fuck me.
Come on, do it up.
oh, that's terrible.
I mean, it's super good.
It's so bad. All right, try it again. Let's go, Paulo. Cheers.
That's the first.
Oh man, don't puke. There's a sink
We are
over
gonna-
there.
What the fuck was that?
We are gonna pause that here. We're gonna take a quick break. I don't know what we're gonna actually
Jesus
do on here.
Christ!
Paulo needs to
And we
puke.
will come back to actually debate these teams to see who has picked the best team.
Me!
Hold on.
Today's episode has been brought to you by Smirnoff Skittles vodka. It brewed in your very own home with any jar that you can find. Smirnoff Skittles vodka. Tastes great. Use promo code Skittles 2015 for a 15% discount for your very first bottle of Skittles vodka. Smirnoff Skittles vodka. Taste the rainbow. And we're back to Houston Man Podcast.
Welcome back. Okay, so for the teams we just drafted, we're now gonna fight against each other as to who picked the best team. We're gonna have our semifinal rounds. We're gonna have the Paulo Porgs versus the Trevor Tigers, and then we're gonna have the Regan Raptors versus the Manan Mudcats. So first round here, I'm gonna give you guys 1 minute to give a preface on your team of why you picked them and kind of why you think they're the better team.
Let me at him.
And then each person's going to get a minute to explain their team, and then I'm just going to give a free-for-all. Regan and Manny, you guys aren't in this round, but feel free to chime in on who you think is better. So we will start with the first overall pick, which was Paulo. So why is your team the best here?
All right. Easily.
Explain who your team is.
From
by
the
the way.
guy who
Okay.
doesn't know hockey.
First of all, I got my team consists of John McClane. I feel like I don't even have to continue after that, but I also have
Hans Gruber.
Cooper, Sergeant Horvath, Jules Winfield, Travis Bickle, and Mr. Pink, rounding out my starting lineup. It's a lot of durability. Like, hockey is a bruising game from my years of experience watching the sport. You need, like, if you're going to make it through a season, you need some guys who can take injuries and take hits. And, I mean, like, if you can take bullets and glass in your feet and, like, whatever the fuck, like, John McClane, I can't even list whatever John McClane went through every single Die Hard movie. But also, like, Sergeant Horvath got, like, shot up a bunch of times before he died.
All right, that's a minute.
What?
You're going with durability argument. Trevor, what is your argument?
He can take durability all he wants. I have the
Oh.
strategy. I have the thoughts, the brains, you know. Look at Captain Miller. First of all, the captain here, Tom Hanks. It's no brainer. He's got the strategy. He's got the whole. He knows where the game's gonna go. Then on defense, that's on forward, obviously. Defense, I got Colonel Hans Landa here. So it's like, no matter where the game goes, someone gets a penalty, someone gets ejected. I mean, we're gonna fight, obviously. But someone goes off the ice. I have essentially two captains, two guys that can strategize, and then to back them up, I've got the height, I've got the experience. I might have some age, but with age comes experience, you know. So I mean, he can have durability all he wants, but I definitely have the strategy and the.
Let me get him.
All right, durability versus leadership. 5 minutes, go.
Wait, can I go first?
It's a free for all.
Oh, okay. Like, I'd like to point out that, first of all, his captain, Captain Miller, had to, his team turned on him at, his squad turned on him in the middle of that, of Saving Private Ryan, and it took Sergeant Horvath to then bring them back in line. So, I think...
Can you explain that more?
Huh? Like,
Question that.
at a point where, they were, like, the medic got
Did he get
killed.
the job done though?
He did get the job done.
Thank you.
Wait, who? Oh, no, Sergeant Horvath! Not Captain Miller. Like, when the medic got killed in Saving Private Ryan, they were, like, going to shit because they didn't want to save Private Ryan anymore. And Sergeant Horvath, like, stopped the other guy from leaving. That's not important. That's... Look. Look, I have, like, so much interchangeable parts on my team. Like, Jules Winfield, like, he's a one hell of a fucking motivator. Travis Bickle is, like, insane, and he has the drive
He's
to
not a
stop.
goalie, though.
And he is a goalie.
You put him up against Truman Burbank?
Of course, I will
Any
put
day.
it. I'll
Any
put him
day.
against. I'll put him against Truman Burbank any day because one, Truman Burbank is, like, naive about the world, so he doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Okay.
And also, he's like, he doesn't care about hockey. He just wants to, like, live his life, you know?
But with that comes confidence.
Confidence.
What?
Irrational confidence because he doesn't know any better.
Irrational. I mean, like, that would be good. Like, he would make it a game with his irrational confidence. But
Okay.
I think insane confidence trumps irrational confidence any day. And Travis Bickle has that fight in him.
But that causes penalties. And he'll
The
get
goalie can't get a penalty.
Sure he can.
Goalie can
Absolutely get
penalties.
penalties. Can get
200
penalties.
feet away, he's there.
Yeah, but, like, I think I think Cooper, like, the calming voice of Cooper and the motivation of Jules Winfield can rein him back in enough to, like, keep him on task, you know? And then you got, like, Mr. Pink, the brains of the operation. He's another guy that could easily be my center, and he could just, like, direct my team in, like, the
Over
most
John
ingenious
Travolta.
way. John Travolta.
Steve
Vincent
Buscemi,
Vega?
Classic leadership skills.
Yeah, Steve. I mean, like, he's like sneaky
That guy's in
leader.
everything, yeah.
Yeah, and like, he already tricked Mr. White.
I feel like he's not a very good team player. Like, he doesn't even want to be called Mr. Pink in the movie.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he rolls with the punches. He deals with his name, Mr. Pink, and then he gets shit done. You know, who ended up winning and not dying.
The team would be really good at killing people.
And you know what? If you're playing a fucking playoff hockey game, that's what you want to do. I rest my case.
There's another 2 minutes here, so Trevor, go ahead.
I don't know. don't know.
So I actually have never seen Private Ryan, but you mentioned that Sergeant
Private Ryan.
Saving Private, whatever.
No one's seen Private Ryan.
Someone's seen Private Ryan. Maybe privately they've seen him.
Actually, was that no one knew where
So
he was?
did you say Sergeant Horvath stopped?
Are you
saving-
reading the IMDb plot?
No, I'm not actually.
Oh, okay.
So he stopped saving Private Ryan.
No, he
stopped
stopped
in his
the
mission?
team. He stopped the squad from mutiny against Captain Miller.
But Captain Miller assembled the team. He had a plan.
So you're
in
saying
place.
he's trouble in the locker room, is what you're saying? Because
Trouble in the locker room from
Yeah.
Captain Miller.
I don't
That's
like
what
that
I'm
controversy within the locker room. That's a lot of fighting going on internally, and that causes a team to fall apart.
Trevor, would
But
you
then-
like to respond to
Then
that?
you get him out of there, and you bring in Colonel Hans Landa, and they got very different trains of thoughts, obviously, different approaches to going about things. But you know what? They're both very strategic guys, and
Look,
they can get the job done.
Specifically on the point of Colonel Hans Landa,
Okay.
I think John McClane, as much as he hates Germans, would he would bully Hans Landa, and
Does he hate Germans though, or do Germans just hate him?
I think he hates Germans as well.
I
Because,
think he was
mean,
pretty indifferent to them
the amount of suffering he's been put through
until Hans
at the hands
Gruber's
of
brother
yeah.
came to him. But this is the first Die Hard. Right?
Not to
He
mention
doesn't have an
First Die Hard,
inborn
okay.
hatred for Germans.
Not to mention, your captain and your right dick directly fought each other in the war. I think I see a lot of
So you're telling me I have two
Clubhouse.
top leaders on my team? Number one and number two. That's what you're telling me.
okay, you know what? You have two top leaders.
Yep.
But they led against each other. So how is that gonna work on in a team dynamic? How many? I was gonna say 82 game season. That's true for basketball. I don't know how
Pretty close.
how many games in hockey.
82 is-
82.
Okay, great.
Okay, that's
guess.
5 minutes. To help me decide, I have one question for each of you. Give me a concise answer, like 10, 15 seconds type thing.
Trying to stop me from rambling, huh?
Trevor, your question first here. Colonel Hans Landa and Captain Miller, how are they getting along?
Captain Miller, Colonel Hans Landa, you know what? They're going to butt heads, obviously, just like any good team does. But better ideas come about when you have two opposing theories. And you know what? We'll see what they can do.
It's a very political athlete answer.
We're giving him 110%.
110. Every day.
Okay, so for Paulo, you have a lot of good people who are good independently. How are they working together?
All right. Look, if Cooper is my captain, and not only is he the captain, but he has backup in Sergeant Horvath and Jules Winfield. So never mind them. Cooper is he's a guy that brings people together. If he got a crew through space, I think he can keep a hockey team together. And he's got backup in such charismatic people as Jules and Horvath. That's yeah.
All right, time for the decision. Those last two questions I asked were really the deciding factors on what your teams were.
No.
I don't think either of you gave a great answer. But ultimately, I'm Colonel Hans Landa, at the end, he really sells out and says that he doesn't want to be a Nazi. He's really doing what he needs to survive. If I would have heard that argument, you would have won. Unfortunately, the Cooper argument of he actually does hold the space team together, I think that's sufficient enough to let that team go on to the next round.
Yes!
So, Paulo, you win semifinal
That's a tough
number
fight, man.
1. Semifinal number 2. The Regan Raptors versus the Manan Mudcats. We will go 1 minute for Regan and then 1 minute for Manan. So Regan,
stressed,
start us off.
Leadership, intelligence, and size.
Are you describing my team?
Nah, you wish. My team is enormous. Every single one of them, except for Sarah Connor,
Oh,
is
I'm
above
sorry they
6
eat too
feet.
much.
They're intelligent. We've got Dr. Ian Malcolm. The guy can clone dinosaurs. Well, not quite clone dinosaurs, but be involved. Be involved. T.A. Lawrence can build a team out of anyone, right? He's the only one who's ever made peace in the Middle East in the last 2 centuries. Sarah Connor can fight against robot apocalypse. We're good. We have as I said, brilliance, resilience, and size. No one's coming down to try and score against John Coffey and Oscar Schindler getting ready to staple those guys to the boards. It's happening all game long. I don't even need 60 seconds.
Oh, shit. Man, go ahead.
Okay, I think this is the squad right here. This is the squad is the number 1 pick in the draft, as per Will Hunting. Will Hunting, the youngest, one of the youngest members of the captains, from Boston. I think just his leadership style itself brings the whole team together. Then we have as left winger, we have Andy Dufresne, who's learned a few things in prison, can get down in a few fights. Yeah, he might lose, but you know what? We need that grit. Then we have Mr. Jordan Belford at right winger. He'll motivate the team. He's a second leader, along with a left D and right D, Fletcher and Atticus Finch, to hold down the main core of the team, along with Bill from Groundhog Day, who's seen the same thing kind of over and over again, so he knows kind of what to expect. I think as a team, that's a solid squad. We got leadership, we got size, we got.
All right, you cut off. I'm gonna say, just for the record here, Phil has seen the same day in Groundhog Day over and over. He hasn't seen the same hockey play over and over.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Is not. I will not accept that argument.
Well, no, actually, I think you should accept that argument. Are we jumping into the 5 minutes here?
Okay, 5 minutes. Go.
Are you gonna say
Alright.
he's gonna lose the same hockey game over and over?
Not just that, but that all we have to do is do something different, and he has no idea how to handle it, right? He's been dealing with the same thing over and over again. It still took him 2 hours of movie and hundreds of attempts at this day to figure out how to do this day. I don't think he's your strength.
So what you're
Also,
saying
Jordan
is
Belfort is 100 years old. That's an exaggeration. He's 59. But still,
Jordan
Belfort is 59.
Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street was 59.
59. He's going to come down that right wing, and John Coffey's going to see him, and John Coffey is going to put him through the glass.
Character, but we're going by the actor's age at the time, so he's 59.
No, I didn't even know Jordan Belfort was 59.
He's not. Leonardo DiCaprio, when filming that movie, was 59.
Oh, wait.
So that's what we're going
Oh,
by.
that's what we're going.
What?
Yes.
I think that seems ridiculous.
I established this before we started recording. You don't have an excuse for this.
I spent time
Look,
with the
as long as you
spreadsheet,
give him a
alright?
steady stream of lewds, I think he's going to perform.
He'll be fine until he runs into John Coffey, because he's coming down the right side of the
I would
ice,
like
which is the left side
Wait,
defensively.
okay, sorry, correction here.
39.
I was gonna
He
say
is
it's Leonardo.
39.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
59.
I knew something was off about
He's
that.
even 59 now.
Leonardo DiCaprio is not 60 years old. He is 39 years old in this movie.
He hasn't
Just
won an
for-
Oscar
That's good
for
enough.
60 years.
That's good enough. That is good enough.
All right. Well, there we go.
I still think no one's getting past that defensive core.
Let me talk about
No
your
one.
goalie for a second. The dude.
Yeah.
Okay. What does he like to do? He likes to chill. He likes to hang out. He likes to smoke dope. He likes to bowl. I don't think he's the type of dude that holds down the net. He doesn't have the precision. He doesn't have the timing. He doesn't have the focus that it needs to require to be a goalie to save one of the slap shots that come from Andy Dufresne or Will Hunting. the wily Will Hunting, aka Brad Marchand. What is he gonna do? Okay, the dude is gonna fail the drug test. He's not even gonna be in net. It's gonna be an open net, and your argument just ends right there. All right.
We're
We have-
gonna steal a rug from the dude and blame it on your team, and then we'll be fine because he'll be highly motivated.
This is the
Extremely
playoffs.
highly motivated. Also, no shots are getting through. Again, have you seen that defensive core? They're enormous. They will end anyone. 6'5", 6'4". They're coming for you.
I too have a defensive core that is equivalent in size with Atticus Finch and Fletcher. If they don't taunt you with their size, what they'll do is they'll just talk shit to you all day. You think you can take shit from Fletcher? He literally broke a man. He broke a man so hard that a dude went in a car crash and he came all bloody to the thing and he played drums. All right. I don't think you can get past that sort of.
I think Finch.
Just a fact check. Sorry, a fact check here. Your defense is 5'10" and 5'7".
Thank you.
So-
Thank you for that.
No, Atticus Finch is not 5'7".
Were we not talking
He's
about size
5'10".
before? Yeah.
No, he's not.
Atticus Finch is 5'10".
He's
Fletcher
6'3" on
is-
this list, bro. Please check back.
Atticus Finch?
Atticus Finch.
Yeah, you have him at 6'3".
Right.
I think we have formatting issues right now.
Right there, 6'3".
6'3".
He's a
that's
big boy.
right.
Okay,
But
I apologize.
He is gonna maybe do a double take when he sees John Coffey pinching in, pinching off the point on a power play. He hasn't seen people of color playing hockey very often.
Wait, what I think
He's
you should
from the 40s.
Are you talking?
He has no idea what's going on.
I'll rebut that.
He's
by
gonna be
saying-
super rattled.
I'll rebut
Like a point
that
outside
by
the door,
Atticus Finch, who literally defended a black man in Atticus Finch.
Doesn't mean he's ready to see them playing hockey. This is a period. This is a period piece. All right. This is
Exactly.
A period piece.
I'm curious to see which way this goes.
I am too.
I don't know how I'm going to resolve that argument there.
Ultimately,
another
though,
minute, guys.
I mean, Sarah
What
Connor.
about Trevor and Paul? How do you guys feel about this?
I think you should give them 30 seconds position by position.
No, I'm not going to do that. I know what my question for
Yeah,
Tim is going
that's
to be.
fair. Sarah Connor can beat robots. She can beat anyone. We've
Can
got
she take a
size.
slap shot to the
We've got a.
face?
She doesn't
Take
need
the
to.
trash
That's not her.
can.
That's not her job. Her job is to get in and
I don't
she'll
think there's
pot
ever
some
been
rebounds.
I don't
She'll
think
pot
there's
some
ever been a
rebounds.
female in the NHL.
I know, and we're ready
There
for it. Actually, there
has
has.
been.
There absolutely has.
For
Yep.
goalie.
Yep. Tampa Bay Lightning
So,
goalie.
but she's not playing goalie.
Yeah. She doesn't need to be playing goalie.
She is a
We
right
have
winger.
every other person on this team is at least 6'2". She's fine.
Okay, so what you're saying is that she's slow, or the rest of the team is slow.
because they're so large,
Not
so
necessarily.
they can't move around
Well, I don't-
and get past the quick.
Pretty sure I mean, this isn't hockey, but Usain Bolt's not short.
Right, exactly.
And he's real fast.
He doesn't skate.
He's
You're
tall
right.
and fast.
That's right, on land, not on ice.
I don't think he skated in
If,
his life.
if he'd
I
been
think
skating
that
for his
argument
life, I think he'd be fine.
Irrelevant.
All
Oh,
right,
there's
we'll
my
end it
comments.
there.
Yep.
My question for each of you. So for Manan, my question. Phil from Bill Murray from Groundhog Day. I think that's the real weakness of your team. How does he fit in? How is he a good goalie on your team? How is he not a weakness?
I think what you gotta look at is you gotta look at my goalie and you gotta compare it to the other goalie. If you think about comparing Phil to the dude, automatically it's a win. Okay, because yeah, we might have the same offense, we might have the same. If you compare it to the defense and the offense, the goalie, as in if you take into the account of Phil and the dude, I think the dude itself just automatically loses. So winning by subtraction, I think the dude. You know what he'll do?
Don't bring
is
math into
you'll
this.
learn. You'll learn from his
Is this
experience
the
in
math
playing the game over and over and over again, and eventually you'll know what to do
only
and how to
played the
stop the shot
same
because he's seen
game.
every single shot.
He only has 60 minutes to figure it out.
All right, Regan, my question for you. There's questions on the size of your team versus the speed and agility. So how are they going to balance that size versus keeping up with the speed of the other team?
That's fair. I actually think my forwards, 2 out of 3 are quite tall, but I think they're still pretty nimble. Mentally, definitely. Also, Sarah Connor, not big. She's the one who's going to be kind of skating circles around people. But also, you got a lot of, other than John Coffey, you got a lot of very bright people on this team, which means you don't necessarily have to always be faster than your opponent. Sometimes you just need to be where they're going to go. And that's, I think, where we're going to have a lot of success is very, very good positioning. And I think, I think we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
All right, I've made my decision, but I have a question for Manan here. Have you seen Groundhog Day?
I have not actually.
So that unfortunately was one of the deciding factors in the decision. I think Phil maybe has some reasons why you would want to pick him. I didn't hear the right ones, so I'm going with Regan. The Regan Raptors moving on to the finals against the Paulo Porgs. And we are not going to have any break time here. We are jumping right into our finals here.
I don't need a break. Let's go.
So,
You had a break.
I did.
Paulo Porgs versus the Regan Raptors. Trevor and Manan, you guys have given some good arguments so far, so I want you to chime in on this final as well. We're going to go 1 minute each. You don't necessarily need to talk about your team, but I want to hear you attack the other team as well. So we will start with Paulo first because you had a little bit of a break there. So 1 minute each, and then we will jump into an extended discussion. Paulo, go ahead.
Okay, I think Regan's team, the Regan Raptors, has like two extremes. They have either they're an extreme bruiser or extreme smarts. But I think my team has a good balance of like you got a bruiser, you got smarts, but they can do they're interchangeable. The bruisers are also smart, and the smart people are also bruisers. Like you got first of all John McClane matching up with Sarah Connor. Like I I'll give it up to Sarah Connor. She survived like the robot apocalypse. Did she? There's so much movies in that timeline. I don't know anymore. But like
Well,
This
with
is Terminator
Sarah
2,
Connor.
by the way.
T2 Sarah Connor.
T2 Sarah Connor.
Basically, ultimate Sarah Connor.
Not Khaleesi Sarah
Okay,
Connor.
I mean, like, let's be honest. She spent most of her time in a crazy house. So, how good shape is she in? In what good shape
Right,
is she?
you're done. And Regan, what is
Ah,
your argument?
damn.
All right, I'm gonna save my rebuttal for our little bit later here. Actually, I just have to refresh myself on who you got. And honestly, I'm just gonna go for Travis Bickle all day. Like, I'm just gonna attack that, even though he's a reasonably solid pick.
He's
But I
the
think
strongest player
all
on my
it takes,
team.
Yeah, all it takes is to get under his skin a little bit, and that guy is gonna be taking penalty after penalty after penalty. The guy has no willingness to respect authority even a little. And in order to play hockey, you have to be able to do that a little bit, right? I don't think he can handle that. I think we're going to get under his skin. I'm going to send, Dr. Ian Malcolm in there with his brain and his sexiness.
He's gonna stutter Travis Bickle to death.
He's just going to go over there and maybe pull off
um.
his shirt temporarily. Anyway, he's going to do, him and Sarah and T.E. Lawrence. They're going to do whatever it takes to rattle Travis.
Look,
and
I
he's
think-
going to take penalty after penalty after penalty, and now I'm done having my.
If you give
All right,
Travis,
5 minutes, go.
as long as you give Travis a mirror to psych himself up for 5 minutes, I think he's good for the whole.
I don't think
game.
that's legal hockey equipment. I just don't
Before
think
the game, in the locker room, there's mirrors all over that locker room.
Also,
He just gotta psych himself
you're
up,
saying
you know.
that my team is either bruisers or they're smart, but we've got again Dr. Ian Malcolm, well over 6 feet, also smart. We got T.E. Lawrence, over 6 feet, smart.
Yeah,
right?
but,
we
like-
got Oscar Schindler, 6'4", smart.
All right.
we got a really good combination of
Look,
smarts and.
Look, I'm tall,
bronze,
but
right?
I wouldn't
Brains
call
and
myself a
bronze.
bruiser. I'm like, you're saying the dude is smart? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not. I haven't made that claim.
Okay, let's match up.
T.E. Lawrence is smart enough to again bring peoples together in the Middle East during the First World War. I'm gonna
Look,
come back
this
to
is- this is
he's
a hockey-
strategist. He could fight in the war to end all wars.
This is a hockey match, not the United Nations. All right.
Well, he also fought in this war, right? He can handle that kind of stuff. Dr. Ian Malcolm can stand up to dinosaurs.
I mean, Ian Malcolm, like, as much as I love him, what did he really do in Jurassic Park? He was telling people, no, don't do that.
And
guys."
was he wrong?
He wasn't wrong, but no, I'll give that up all day. He wasn't wrong, but like he's the guy on your team. Like he'll be talking stuff, but what's he really gonna do when you get on the ice and you're trying to hit people, you're trying to score goals? Like skill wise, John McClane, he's got great hand-eye coordination.
Matt.
Like he's tricky. And not to mention Mr. Pink, who's also tricky. He's got like for a career criminal, I think you have to have good hand-eye coordination. To score those goals, and like really, how hard is it going to score goals on the dude?
This is a one game series, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if John McClane's going to figure out how to work with the rest of his teammates in over 60 minutes, right? It takes him a pretty long time before he starts to respect
I'm
people.
going to say they've passed the semifinals at this point. But
I feel like John McClane, he's
You're
one
ruling
of those,
out his weakness.
no, he's one of those loose cannons who can either win the game for you or lose the game for you. If he gets hot, I think the game's over. It's like a 6-2 win. But also like just the dude. Let's focus on the dude for a second.
I'm surprised everyone's focusing on the dude, man. He's
I
so
mean,
chill.
Exactly.
That's great.
exactly
That's
it.
great.
Like-
Carey Price, up until this year, best goalie in the world, super chill.
Playoff intensity itself.
If you're really chill like in as a goalie and you're like, oh, they scored a goal. Like
I don't think that's his to me, his reaction to giving up a goal is they took my rug. That really pulled the room together. I
guess.
just don't think that's an argument against him. And again, I don't think he's gonna get a lot of shots. I think he's gonna have a lot of downtime. He's gonna have a lot of downtime with those boys keeping everyone out of the defensive zone.
My second favorite argument is against John Coffey. Like, I don't really think he can skate. Not much less play hockey.
I don't think most of these people can skate. All right, I don't think that's fair.
That's fair. But I mean, like on the not being able to skate level.
I don't think John McClane can skate either.
Okay, if we're
Americans.
if we're rating skating skill between John McClane and John Coffey, I think John Coffey just seems like really, really like clumsy. He's like a big clumsy dude. Like like
I said
people can't see what
before,
I'm doing.
He's
but-
my Hal Gill. He's my Hal
Yeah.
Gill. He's going to be in the exact right spot at all times, and he's going to bury whoever comes
Sure.
over there.
How many
Hal
games
Gill.
has
So
Hal
you're
Gill
going
been
out on a
in the
stretch.
playoffs?
He's a ton. He won a Stanley
But
Cup. I'm
did-
pretty
did-
sure.
Oh,
With
and
the
just
Penguins.
shit, damn it.
Like a ton of playoff games.
Well, for the
thanks.
Maple Leafs, he did nothing. I just wanted to mention.
But does
Thank
John
you for
Coffey
backing me
want
up
to
on
hit
this.
people? Does he want to hit people, or does he want to heal them? Like you got a
But
good.
he'll do it by accident.
You got.
He still does it by accident.
I think you got a good like on the fly medic, but like he doesn't want to hurt
Which is
anyone.
also helpful. No one
Like-
on this team. No one on this team is getting injured mid-game.
If he.
No one. You've got John McClane's durability, which I respect.
Yes.
But I just don't think there's other people who I think could get injured, right?
John McClane
we
could put
cannot
broken
get injured.
glass in his
We cannot
skates,
get injured.
and he'll skate through it.
Like it's literally impossible for him to get injured.
Look, honestly, I think if John Coffey like on defense, like he sees a breakaway coming and he accidentally takes out a player, I think he's gonna cry himself to sleep on the ice.
But will he not have stopped the breakaway?
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yes,
but
he
then,
will have.
But then we got the speed
That's
of
the
Mr.
important
We got the
thing.
speed of Mr. Pink and Cooper coming behind him,
And you got
then
Oscar
there's
Schindler.
No more defense.
Oscar Schindler, who could balance human rights versus the Nazis for years. He can handle balancing John Coffey's like over
On paper.
aggressiveness.
Okay, I'm
maybe.
gonna stop it there.
On paper.
I'm gonna stop it there. I have the same question for both of you on the final, and it's basically your center and right wing versus the other defense, and I need to see what's better on that. So, Regan, I'm gonna go to you first. Lawrence of Arabia and Sarah Connor versus Jules Winsfeld and Sergeant Horvath. How are they getting by? Quickly.
Honestly, I think Sergeant Horvath, being from his time, a little bit of a misogynist. I think he's be scared to hit Sarah Connor for a bit, and that's all I'm gonna need for her to
Isn't
score a
that the
couple
opposite
goals.
of misogynist?
No, I think he's gonna be scared to hit her because she can't be playing hockey with him.
All right, Paulo Cooper from Interstellar and John McClane
Can I?
going up against John Coffey and Oscar Schindler. How do they fare?
Okay, number one, John Coffey is a giant pylon. So,
So
I
is
feel
Dion Phaneuf.
I feel like
He's got a 10-year-old
I feel like Cooper and John
More than
McClane
that.
are gonna skate circles around him, and Oscar Schindler, as good as he might be at hockey, is there a good German hockey team?
Yeah.
They beat Canada, actually.
They made the gold medal game in the Olympics this year.
Regardless, it's 2-on-1. I think John
They beat
McClane
Canada.
can take any hit. John McClane by himself, just you take out Oscar Schindler with like a body check, with like a tackle. What the fuck? Fucking hockey.
Body check was right.
Yeah. Cooper, and then Cooper has a clear path to the dude, which like, come on.
You sleeping.
The dude, he's like thinking about bowling, while
All right,
Cooper's just
all right.
tapping the puck in.
I have a decision here. I think early on, I had kind of a bias heading into this finals as what a major weakness is, and it was the dude at goalie, honestly.
fuck.
And one of the deciding factors, like you kind of said, how does a goalie do when they've given up a goal and they keep going? And like the dude doesn't care. And that's a really good skill as a
That
goalie.
shaking
Of
skill.
like
I agree.
he gives up a goal, so what? He keeps playing the same level. And honestly, like I asked that final goal here to see if one of you guys could edge the other, but like the Germany mishap, like they did make it to the finals.
I will point out though, that's because Canada's entire team plays in the NHL. So these
Okay,
guys
fuck
are-
off.
That was still a better Team Canada than it was
So
a Team
either
Germany
way-
who lost.
Too much hockey
giving it
knowledge.
to the Regan Raptors as the winners of this fantasy draft.
Hopefully this carries
Congratulations,
over to
Regan.
the NBA Finals.
Right?
Thank you everyone for participating. We're gonna wrap up this episode with a little bit of a what are we looking forward to coming up. And while you guys are talking about yours, I'm going to pour the last bottle of my Skittles barbecue vodka.
Skittles.
Barbecue.
Barbecue vodka.
Taste the
Taste
rainbow?
the barbecue.
All right, so we'll go this way. I know you listening at home have no idea what I just did, but basically, Paulo, go ahead in terms of movies you are looking forward to coming out over the next month.
So I just recently, as in recently, I mean last night, I looked at a trailer. I watched a trailer called "How to Talk to Girls at Parties."
Who's in this?
No one that I've ever recognized in my entire life. It's like I think it's a British movie, That smells disgusting.
This is disgusting.
Which I think
This
this
is-
one's me.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to drink that.
I do.
I'm curious.
Do
as to
you
how
remember
this
at the
tastes.
beginning how I said I was old school? Well, this is I
That
haven't grown up, and I
smells
will drink whatever you
Fucking
put in front of me.
disgusting.
I think it smells
There's one more
worse than it
glass
tastes.
over there.
Okay.
It better can't be
No,
worse.
wait, girls, how to talk to girls at parties.
I need
How
to
to-
know the
How
knowledge.
to talk to look, it's really hard for me to stay on task right now. How to talk to girls at parties. It's about a group of guys. If I remember correctly, I was falling asleep. It looked interesting though. The group of guys, like they're like punk guys. It's a British movie in Britain. They go to a party and it's like this weird like it's like a abstract art. Like they're all the people are like dressed in like weird like jumpsuits, and it turns out they're
Aliens. That's why they're so weird.
but one of the guys of like the regular like teen, I don't know, like youth guys, he meets up with one of the girls that is like apparently an alien, and then they go off on their own, and there's like a conflict between.
What the fuck are you even talking about right now?
This is a real movie.
It is.
This is a real movie.
It's a real movie.
Regan's got my back.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't actually watched the trailer, but I know that the movie exists.
Yes. Like the aliens are trying to like take this girl back, like because I think the aliens are like hostile.
I kind of want to watch this trailer now.
Yeah, no, watch it. I recommend it.
I saw the name and I was like, this seems dumb. It seems really dumb.
But like it's like the aliens are trying to take this girl back because like the humans are the enemy, but then at the same time the girl wants to like because the aliens are like really structured, like everyone has rules, you can't like break the rules. And then the girls and the guys are like the punk guys, and the alien girl is like, oh, I don't want to live in this structured alien world anymore. I want to have fun and shit. And it's like one of those coming of age stories that I was expecting with a babysitter before the guy got double stabbed in the head. But yeah, it looks pretty interesting. It looks okay. I'll admit it could probably be really bad, but yeah, I'll watch it. It's good. It looks interesting.
Manan, what are you looking forward to?
Okay, so there's a couple movies I'm kind of looking forward to in the next month or so.
One.
Okay, fine. Fine. I'm looking forward to Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like it's comedic relief along with kind of like what and like a superhero movie brings along with it. So that's kind of two genres I kind of appreciate. But since Paula mentioned a movie that talks about learning how to talk to girls, I think I'm gonna pick that one and also watch that one.
I double down.
Double down on that one, and it looks super interesting, even though what he said didn't make any sense.
It made 100%.
I didn't pay
sense.
attention to any of it, but I will watch the trailer.
Better than the one that you want to recommend?
Deadpool 2? What are you talking
Deadball.
about? Deadball 2
Deadball.
is gonna be
Trevor,
fantastic.
What are you looking for?
I got one here without much substance at all, actually. But coming into the summer, everyone wants to party. July, August, it's nice and warm out. You want to hit the patios, have a couple drinks, and life of the party, Melissa McCarthy. I mean, she.
What? What is this?
Huh?
What is this movie?
Life of the Party.
Explain.
It's coming out in I don't know a couple months, anyways. But it's.
This is supposed to be next month, but okay.
It's in May actually. It
Oh,
comes
is
out
this
on May
soft-
11th.
This is a soft
Explain,
spot in the
explain,
calendar.
explain.
Okay.
Honestly, Melissa McCarthy. I mean, when I think of her, I just think of SNL over the last call it half a year or whatever. Her impressions of Sean Spicer are priceless, and just have some comedic relief over going into the summer, and I don't know something about the summer partying. Just that whole theme is something I'm probably gonna check out.
What is it about?
Melissa.
No, I'm
Regan,
actually.
what are you looking forward to?
Speaking of comedic relief, actually. That was great. That was great. Mine comes out in 6 days. I'd almost forgotten about it briefly, but Super Troopers 2.
Oh.
I'm incredibly excited for Super Troopers 2. I don't care what that says about me, but Super Troopers is one of my favorite comedies of all time. Very quotable, well acted, hilarious
It
in
looks
general.
like the ultimate Canada versus U.S. dumb comedy.
Yeah, and I'm extremely excited about it. And I don't even think I can say more about that. It's always, the first one always made me want to have a maple syrup chugging contest, and I'm wondering what this one is going to make me want to do.
I had a maple syrup chugging contest, and that is not something you want to do.
Oh, I'm sure it isn't.
The movie that I'm looking forward to, that I'm very surprised it made it past all four of you, was Avengers: Infinity War.
We did that on
Generic
purpose.
pick.
Yes.
I'm very
You're welcome.
surprised that I'm actually looking forward to this movie.
Typical Carson looking at the mainstream.
Yeah, mainstream
That's what I'm
racer
known
into
for.
jailbird.
But I will end off this episode with 3 people that you think are going to die in Infinity War. What are your guesses?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna put my 3 while you guys
Wait,
have time to think.
Damn it. No,
By the time we get to Paulo, it'll
You're
be
all
like,
gone.
Next, I'll go
But
next.
just
like random.
just pick one.
It
Pick
doesn't need
one.
to mean like you disagree with the one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
okay,
like
okay.
what are your 3? I'm gonna say Rocket, Gamora, and Captain America.
Really?
Yes.
You're going for
Interesting.
the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yep.
I'm going with Hawkeye.
Yeah,
Because
me
he's not
too.
even in the promo materials.
maybe
Iron
he's-
Man, actually, because
Yeah.
I don't think he's signed for any more movies after this. So it makes sense that he'd be out. And I don't know. The third one's tough. Maybe I'll just go Groot because they tried it once already and it didn't really take.
No, okay, I'll go next because I'm like pretty sure about this. Vision is dying in the first like 10 seconds. Vision, he's not. I feel like he wasn't even supposed to be a character, and just the fact that he has one of the Infinity Stones, he's dead. Who else? Captain America. I think he's a safe bet.
Chris Evans has said after Avengers 4 that he's done.
I don't even know that, but I think.
But
yeah.
this is Avengers 3.
Oh, he'll be. Like,
He could still be dead.
He'll be
Yeah.
in flashbacks.
Yeah,
and
he could
shit.
still be dead. Yeah.
And
That's why I picked him.
I think Iron Man also will die. Oh no. Iron Man.
So Iron Man, Captain America, and
Robert Downey Jr.
and
He's Iron Man.
And who did I say?
who did you say?
I feel like those are the only 2 that
No,
you said.
Vision.
Oh, Vision.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
You already forgot about
Okay.
it.
Man in a
That's
Trap.
actually a really
It's
good
the
argument
easiest
for your
transition.
point.
I think the bad guy will die.
You think Thanos is going to
I
die in
concur.
part 1?
I actually think
I
Thanos
disagree.
won't die.
I disagree. The next Avengers movie is coming out next summer, and they haven't released the title. I think Thanos is still going to be in it.
I assume that he's going to be.
Okay, so Thanos is one.
Yeah, and they stole all my crap, but I think Captain America. I think he's dead.
Just
I
because
think.
Bucky will replace him.
Yeah, you're Bucky. I think Bucky will die too. Fuck it.
So that's your 3?
Yeah,
We're going to have a black
Thanos.
female Captain America after this, and I'm
Yeah,
really excited.
and you know what? I'm gonna kill Scarlett Johansson. You know she's gone.
You're killing 4. You're
Yeah,
just killing 4.
just the whole world just
Everyone's
dies.
gonna
The
die.
world blows up. It's the end of the
Thanos
series.
wins. Thanos wins.
Thanos
The
wins.
next movie is
Yeah,
not
like,
I
Thanos.
would actually like that. Trevor, what are yours?
You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and take an average of whatever was just said over the last few minutes there. Yeah.
Iron Man. Yes. He's
So
a character.
What is that?
All the DC characters.
Iron Man,
all the DC.
All the
Yeah.
DC characters.
They're going to
Captain
kill
America.
Superman.
Captain America for sure.
It's okay if you don't care.
I didn't say I don't care.
I would respect you more if you did.
Okay. Should I just say it then?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay.
Who gives a fuck? I don't
We
care.
will finish off this episode with the shot of our final glass of vodka here. Hold on.
Oh my god, it smells
This
like
is
barbecue
gonna-
sauce so much.
I
can't-
want this
I
to
can't
be
do it.
on recording because this is going to be just the worst glass.
If
I'm
you
not
hear any
touching-
puking sounds in the podcast, please just be aware that it's gonna come. It's coming up in the next 10 seconds.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Yeah,
I'm not
cheers.
touching this shit.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, you are.
That's how it works.
This is bullshit.
I have more than you.
It's not what I signed up for.
It's so barbecue saucy.
Yep.
It's actually better than the last one.
It's terrible.
Oh, it's a bit better than the last one, but yeah.
Paulo, we're waiting for you.
Fuck off.
This is how we end the podcast. Paula drinks a drink.
This is gonna be like 20 minutes of dead air because I'm not.
3,
Do it. Do
2,
it.
Yeah.
1.
Attaboy.
This ended poorly.